What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Now, I did start this live stream just like about a minute late, so I do apologize, but thank you for everyone so far that has tuned in. Now, for those of you guys that are watching live, real quick, guys, we just started the live, so I'm going to go ahead and give it 30 seconds as always, just so more people can go ahead and tune in. But for everyone watching right now live, go ahead and comment live, guys. Go ahead and comment live. Help us out with the algorithm. Help Facebook push our live in front of more people so more people can go ahead and tune in. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and give it 30 seconds just so more people can tune in, guys. In the meantime, everyone comment live. Also, for those of you guys watching the replay, comment replay as well, guys. I'm always looking at all the comments. So even if you're watching the replay, you can comment your questions and I'm always going to be here to answer them. In the meantime, I got some comments already on the roll. So thank you guys for commenting. I'm gonna go ahead and give seconds real quick just so more people can tune in, and we'll go ahead and get started with the live training tonight. Thank you, guys. All right, I already see some questions. Coming in. For those of you guys that have questions, please stick along to the end of the live. This is going to be a short one as well. Don't want to take too much of your guys' time. So for those of you guys that do have questions, please save them toward the end. I already have your question, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer it right now. But for those of you guys that do have questions, just wait till the end. We are going to have a Q&A where you guys will be able to ask me any questions that you guys want, and I'm going to be able to help you out in answering them for your ATM business. So I already got a question. Do we have to put in $1,000 in it first, or can we start with less money? It depends on your location. Ideally, as a beginner, whenever you start the ATM business, you want to start off with locations that you know or you feel you can handle. For example, if you're starting off as a beginning entrepreneur wanting to start their ATM business, and let's say, for example, you have like $10,000 in the bank, right? You do not want to go out and target a dispensary, because if you do your due diligence, you know that dispensaries are going to go through a lot of cash. Unless you have a third-party vulture on standby, then I would consider that location. But ideally, as a beginner, you always want to target locations like nail salons, barbershops, locations that don't require much cash withdrawals, meaning barbershops, they're only going to withdraw like an average of 40, 20, 60 bucks, right? Same thing with nail salons and other types of locations. Those are the type of locations you want to target. And then from there, you can always start off with the average of $1,000 to $3,000. Depending on your location will depend on how much you actually need to fill it up with. I have locations where I fill it up with 1,000, and then I have locations where I fill it up with like 5,000 to 6,000, depending on the location, right? So at the end of the day, it all depends on your location. Also, when it comes to your LLC is your business, is your entity that you're filing with your state. So just because you have an LLC doesn't mean the LLC is just going to fund your business. You can apply for business credit with your LLC and then use the business credit to fund your business. But ideally, you are the one that's funding your ATM business if you're not already leveraging a loan or you're leveraging credit. So when it comes to funding your business, we're actually going to talk about funding. So for those of you guys watching right now, just stick along a couple minutes and I'll go ahead and get into funding and how I can help you fund your ATM business literally today. So for those of you guys watching, I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone watching. Welcome back to another live stream, guys. For those of you guys that don't know, I go on live every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That would be 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm on live every week, guys. I'm on here to help you guys, give you guys as much value as I possibly can on the ATM business. So if you guys stick along, I will be dropping some value on funding as well as a Q&A where you guys will be able to ask me questions literally about anything. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the agenda for tonight's live. So tonight's live, like I said, guys, it's going to be a quick one. Tonight's live, we are going to go over how to fully operate your ATM business and, of course, funding and a Q&A. Now, when it comes to fully operating your business, There's a couple ways on how to operate your business, but you always want to make sure that you're running your business completely on your own. The last thing you want to do, and this depends on how much time you got on your hands, how much capital you got to invest, but ideally as a beginner, you always want to operate your business all on your own, because if you hire a third-party vaulter, guess what? You have to pay them a percentage per transaction. If you hire all kinds of other service, you have to pay them for their services. So ultimately, your ROI drops, right? As a beginner, you want to start off with one. You want to start off with one ATM so you can fully understand the business. You know how to run the ATM business, how the ATM machine works, how to program it, how to fill it up, how to fill up, with cash, how to change out receipt paper. You want to make sure that you have all those things together before you start scaling your business. Once you start to scale your business and you want to go ahead and start to look for that second, that third location, then you can start considering a third-party vaulter. But at the start, you want to make sure that you are running your business completely on your own. Now, there are different ways on how you can actually start your business on your own. You can either literally go the free route, which is online, Facebook groups just like mine, where you're picking up all of the information, you're learning all about the ATM business. Go on YouTube, gather all of the free information, or you can go the other route, which in my opinion is the best route to go because you're going to save time and money. You go through a course or a mentorship program, somewhere where you're going to learn from someone that's already done the business, right? So there's two different ways on how you can go about it. It would just depend on which route you want to go. Whenever I started my business, of course, I was a little afraid to invest. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I didn't know much about sales, which ultimately hurt me at the beginning because that held me back. That made me literally have that the thought in my head where I was like, I'll just start next week, or I'll start our next month. Let me see how it is, and then if it doesn't work out, I'll start next month. And at the end of the day, what I was doing with that, I was just wasting time. I was just literally how can I say? I was how can I say it? Overthinking it, which was hurting me in the long run, because instead of starting now, I was waiting a month from now, 2 months from now, and it was only making me slow my roll, meaning I wasn't able to scale quick, right? So at the beginning, whenever you're starting, make up your mind, guys. If you have the funds available to invest in yourself, do it. It's going to be worth it. Trust me, especially if you're investing in a reliable source. Of course, you don't want to just go out there and buy whatever program, right? You don't want to go out there and buy whatever book. You want to make sure you do your due diligence. You want to make sure that you know who you're investing into, because at the end of the day, their success is going to, of course, reflect on you. If you're investing in someone that's not successful, guess what? You're probably not going to have that much success. You want to invest into someone that you see that they're actually doing it, right? So 100% recommend you guys to start off by investing in yourselves. Start off by, taking that leap of faith, starting now. I get a lot of comments, a lot of messages where, people are reaching out to me and they're like, hey, I got the money. I just don't know if I should start now. Guys, at the end of the day, if you have the money available, if you have all of the resources available, what are you waiting for, right? What's the difference if you start now or you start a month from now? If you start now, you're literally going to start now, and you're going to have everything ready to go by the time you hit that 1 month. Guess what? You're going to have your first ATM on location, compared to if you start a month from now, you're starting from ground zero a month from now. So you wasted a whole month because you were overthinking it, right? At the end of the day, guys, do your due diligence, but highly recommend you guys to start off the ATM business on your own. Now, how do you start the ATM business on your own? There's a couple different ways on how you can successfully start your business on your own and fully operate this business on your own. Number one, you have to be able to obtain a LLC, right? An LLC is a limited liability company. It is pretty much your entity, an entity that is registered with your state that pretty much states that you're a legitimate ATM business. Now, the reason why you need an LLC, there's actually a couple. I'm going to go ahead and give you two of the most important. Number one, if you ever happen to jump into a lawsuit, let's say, God forbid, and this is just an example, very less likely for this example to happen, but like I said, it's just an example. Let's say someone trips over your ATM and now they want to sue you. Well, guess what? They can only sue your company. Literally, they can only go after your company, your LLC. So let's say, for example, you got one ATM barely on location. They can literally only go or sue that one ATM, that company with the one ATM. So at the end of the day, your LLC is going to help protect you and your personal assets. Meaning if you get sued, they can't go after your home. They can't go after your car, after any of your personal assets, because you have an LLC in place. So that's one of the reasons why you need an LLC. Number two, which is another very important, is being able to open up an account, being able to open up a bank account, being able to apply for credit cards, for loans. You literally cannot do any of that without an actual LLC stating that you're a legitimate business within that state in which you reside in, right? You can't go just to any bank and open up an account and expect them to facilitate your ATM transactions and allow you to get deposits, allow you to withdraw a lot of cash, because eventually when they find out that you're in the ATM business, when they find out you're doing all of these transactions on a monthly basis, they will red flag your account and shut you down. So it is very important to not only open up an LLC for your bank, but it is also very important to open up your LLC, because in case you get sued or in case you jump into some type of legal issue, you have your company in place and you don't pretty much include your personal assets, right? Besides the LLC, you need your EIN. Now, an EIN is an employer identification number. Employer identification number, in other words, would be like your social security, but for your business. Now, an EIN you can obtain for free. I know whenever you apply for your LLC, whether it's through an accountant, through an attorney, or through whatever website, whatever other website you go through, like for example, I always recommend all of my students to go to inkfile.com. If you obtain your LLC, they will offer you your EIN, but they are going to charge you for it. Right off the jump, guys, you want to make sure that you avoid that at all costs, right? Your EIN you can obtain for free, and not a lot of people know this. So you guys are definitely gonna get a couple golden nuggets, not only in this group but this live. Your EIN you can get for free in the IRS website. You guys just want to make sure that you are in the IRS website. There's a lot of IRS knockoffs, and then you don't want to get scammed, or you don't want to just jump into another website that it has IRS in it or some type of wording in it where you would get confused. Go to that website and now have to pay for your EIN. Your EIN should be free, and that's through the IRS website. The IRS website is irs.gov. You simply go to the IRS website, you fill out your application for your EIN, you submit it, and the great thing about your EINs, you're able to actually get it quick. You're able to get it within the next couple minutes, compared to your LLC. With your LLC, whenever you do apply for the application for that, you will have to wait a couple days, if not a couple weeks, for you to receive all of your documentation. So you always want to make sure that you get your LLC first. Once you get your LLC documentation, you're ready to get your EIN. Actually, whenever I applied for one of my businesses, I got my LLC. I was already going to the bank and I forgot to get my EIN. So I literally went back to my car, started applying for my EIN literally on my phone, and I was able to get my EIN documents right then and there. You literally send an application, it gets approved right away because it's an EIN, and you'll be able to download the documentation to your phone, to your computer, and then from there, what I did was I just emailed them to my banker. They printed them out, and I gave them what I needed to open up an account. So your EIN, your LLC, step number one, guys. Step number one, how to successfully start your ATM business on your own. And your company, you can form 100% on your own. You do not need an accountant. You do not need a lawyer. You don't need any of that to obtain your LLC and your EIN. You could do that 100% on your own and avoid all kinds of other fees, all kinds of hidden fees. Your EIN, IRS website. Your LLC, one of my favorite sites to get it on is inkfile.com. You can use LegalZoom, and there's a couple other sites. But these sites, you literally don't pay for the service. You only pay for the state fee. Every time you obtain an EIN or apply for the LLC, you have to pay the state fee. The EIN, not the EIN, sorry. The LLC. Every time you obtain an LLC, you have to pay the state fee. And that just varies depending on the state. Do your due diligence on your state and your LLC fee. But those are two things that you need to do to get step number one out of the way. And that's on your own. Number two, guys, setting up your business bank account. Like I said earlier, you can't just go to any bank. There's a lot of guys that try to set up bank accounts and they know that the bank don't work with the ATM business. So they try to be slick and try to open up an account through like a vending machine business, right? Or they try to set it up under a different business account. Guys, the banks are much smarter than that. you don't think that they pay attention to your account because it's a small account. No, they do pay attention to your account, especially the higher ups. Whenever they start to see that you have multiple transactions coming in on your account every day, or they start to see that you have constant withdrawals, constant big withdrawals, guess what? When you withdraw over $10,000 from the bank, they have to report that to the IRS. So whenever you withdraw more than 10,000, some banks may be different. I believe it could be just a little higher. But whenever you withdraw largest amounts of cash, they have to report that to the IRS. So guess what? If you're withdrawing a lot of cash from a vending machine business account or any other account, but frequently, they're going to find out and they're going to red flag your account. Reason why I say this, guys, is it happened to me. I didn't open up an account under a vending machine business or another business. I opened up an account under the ATM business, but I opened it with Bank of America, which Bank of America doesn't work with the ATM business. Bank of America is a bank that you want to avoid at all times. I opened up an account with them. I was banking with them perfectly fine for 9 months. I show up on a Friday to try to withdraw cash, and guess what? They tell me, hey, your account's frozen. We don't know why. Call this number, figure it out. I called the number. Long story short, they were like, hey, we found out you're in the ATM business. We do not work with the ATM business. So unfortunately, we have to shut your account down. I tried to withdraw all of my funds right then and there, and they would not let me. They were like, unfortunately, we can't let you withdraw your funds. We have to send you checks to your home address, and then you'll be able to get those checks and deposit them into your new account. Now, I had to literally put some of my ATMs out of service because I had no cash. So what I did was I had to try to get those checks expedited, shipped expedited to my house, and in the meantime borrow some money from friends and family to fill up my ATMs. I was only able to get like 2 or 3 ATMs like continue to have service for the weekend, but since it was the weekend, majority of my machines had to literally be out of service because banks are closed on the weekends. I can't just walk to the bank and try to get an account opened up right then and there. They're going to tell me come back Monday, come back Tuesday. So unfortunately that happened to me, and that's exactly why I tell you guys to avoid the 3 big banks, which Josue Flores, I'm getting to that just now. You want to avoid Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo. Yeah, Josue, so Chase, they don't work with the ATM either. You want to avoid these 3 big banks. They do not work with the ATM business, guys, and trust me, if you just walk in there out of curiosity to try to see if your branch will allow you to open up an account, it's not up to it is up to the manager, but whenever the managers allow you to open up an account under these banks, that's because they're not well aware of it. And sometimes you may be able to slip in there and open up an account and start banking with them for the next couple weeks, if not the next couple months. But trust me, whenever the higher ups find out, they will freeze your account and shut you down. It happened to me. It happened to a student of mine. One of my students, he was having a hard time trying to figure out a bank. This was before my program. Now with my mentorship program, I actually provide you a list of banks that work with the ATM business. So you ultimately literally go down that list of banks. You see which bank is nearest to you. You go set up your account. It's literally that simple with my mentorship program. But with one of my students that started with me before I launched my program, he went ahead and did the opposite of what I told him. I was like, hey, do not open up an account with these 3 big banks. Go to credit unions, smaller banks. He didn't have the bank that I was currently banking with at the time because he's in a different state. So he had to go to credit unions and other smaller banks in his state. And he wasn't having much success with that. He ended up getting impatient, and he went to Bank of America because he's been banking with them for 15 years. And he was like, my bank manager, he's real cool with me. I've been banking with them for 15 years. I'm sure they're going to let me. I'm like, look, I would recommend you not to do that. Don't waste your time going there. Keep looking for some banks. But if you want to, I can't do anything about it. I can't stop you. So that's exactly what he did. He went to Bank of America. He was banking with them probably for, I want to say, like 3 to 4 months. And then I don't know where he shoots me a text, and he was like, hey, Juan, I should have just listened to you. He was like, they called me and they told me that my account pretty much is going to get shut down. And he was like, now I'm stuck without a bank. And I'm like, I told you. And at the time, it was just one ATM. Now he had like 2 or 3 machines. So now he had to put 2 or 3 machines out of service until he finds a bank. So he had to go through that struggle, which literally he did exactly what he went through, exactly what I went through. And that was because he didn't listen. I told him not to do it. He did it either way. And he had to unfortunately go through that struggle. So this is exactly why I tell you guys you can't go with these three big banks, because sometimes you may walk in there, they may let you in, they may let you to open up an account or two, but once they find out you're an ATM business, which banks are familiar with how ATM businesses work and how the transactions look and everything like that, they will shut you down. So banks that you do want to target are small banks, Comerica's, Citibanks, PNCs. You want to target credit unions like I don't know, many credit unions, and every credit unions in every state are different, but I know there's one that's pretty much in a lot of states, which is called Navy Federal. That's another great credit union. But credit unions in general, you want to go to because those are usually the smaller banks that work with the ATM business. Besides that, avoid the big three. Besides the ATM business bank account, you want to go ahead and start setting up a relationship with an ISO. An ISO is an independent sales organization. That's what ISO stands for, ISO. Independent sales organization. Now, an independent sales organization is a company, an organization that will not only help you purchase ATMs, but also get you free processing or charge processing, depending on which ISO you go with, as well as get your ATM up and running with you. Now, there's some ISOs that charge you for processing. There's other ISOs that don't charge you. There's some ISOs that charge you for programming training. There's other ISOs that don't charge you. At the end of the day, what you want to target is an ISO that will provide you discounted rates on all your ATMs, meaning wholesale prices. You want to also target ISOs that will provide you free unlimited processing, meaning you can process and get your ATM transactions facilitated by these ISOs for 100% free and no contract, meaning if you ever decide to part ways in the future, you can do that without no repercussions, without no penalties, no payments. One of my mentors, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, he goes by Paul Alex. He actually started with an ISO as a beginner and happened to be tied up under a contract. He started off with that ISO. Later on, he found out that he can get free processing. He tried to switch over and they didn't let him because he was under contract. So he had to pay, I believe it was like $7,000 to break that contract. So you guys have to make sure that whenever you're processing with these ISOs, you want to make sure that you get free processing at all times. Free processing. You want to make sure that you get no contracts, and you want to make sure that you also get discounted rates on ATMs and many more things like internets. You want to ultimately go with a one-stop shop. A one-stop shop is going to help you save money. It's going to help you save time, because when you go with a one-stop shop, you're buying things in bundles, especially at wholesale price. Whenever you go with different companies, you're going to end up paying all kinds of other fees and taxes and shipping, and it is going to end up adding up and costing you a little bit more. So you always want to go with a one-stop shop. You always want to go with a processor that will give you free processing, unlimited processing, and no contract. So besides the processing, you're pretty much ready for location. By that time, like I said, guys, whenever you work with an ISO, they're going to provide ATMs, they're going to provide processing, they're going to provide programming training, if not the pre-programming service or even a third-party technician. They're going to provide all of that. But at the end of the day, you want to avoid third-party technicians. Like I told you guys, I'm pretty much going to be helping you guys how to fully operate your ATM business on your own. Now, you could always leverage a third-party technician, but that's not going to be cheap. You're going to pay a minimum of like $350 to $400 for a third-party technician to go out on site and program your ATM as well as install your ATM. It's not cheap, guys. I actually did this for a client like 2 weeks ago, and I charged them $350 for that service, and it took me no more than 30 minutes. So if it took me no more than 30 minutes, I'm sure you guys can do the exact same thing with your ATMs. And with my mentorship program, I actually teach you how to do 100% of the whole process on your own, so you don't have to worry about paying third-party technicians. So with that being said, guys, once you found your processing, once you found your bank account, once you obtained your company documentations, your LLC, your EIN, you're pretty much ready to start finding a location for your ATM business. Now, when it comes to locations, guys, it is very important to take into consideration the locations that you're looking into. You want to make sure that they have high traffic. You want to make sure that they're cash driven. If not cash only are usually great locations, but you want to always make sure that each location has decent traffic, if not high traffic. those are the locations that you guys want to target every single time you're prospecting, because those type of factors or key factors about a location are what's going to make or break a deal, right? If you go to a barber shop or let's say you go to two barber shops and one of them has two barbers, the other one has 10 barbers, guess what location is more than likely going to perform better? The one with 10 barbers, because they have more traffic. So you always want to target locations with high traffic. Now, don't get me wrong, the location with two barbers could do fairly well as well, but you have to take into consideration whether they're cash only or not. Because if they're not cash only, guess what? That's going to cut out of the people that walk into that business, because they're going to rather pay with card, right? Some people would rather just pay with card than go to the ATM and use it, right? So you always want to talk to a location that's cash driven, cash only, and most importantly, high traffic. Type of locations that you can target, you got barbershops, nail salons, convenience stores, gas stations. You have malls, bazaars. I currently have like restaurants. Pawn shops are very good. I have a student currently that has a tire shop, and his tire shop is currently doing over $300 a month. And this was his first location. He started with my mentorship program literally not even 3 months ago, and within like the first and a half to second month, he was able to land a tire shop, and that tire shop generates him $300 plus every single month in passive income. So believe it or not, tire shops and mechanic shops do very well, especially if they're cash only businesses. Tire shops, a tire patch costs you like less than $10, less than $20. So imagine if, people are visiting that tire shop every day, all day to get tire patches or fill their tire up with some air. At the end of the day, that's multiple transactions that your ATM are going to provide, especially if people don't have 20 or 10 in their pocket. So they just go to your ATM, withdraw $20, and they got their problem solved. So tire shops are very, very good locations, but location is key, guys. So just to get a little recap of what we've just went over for everyone that's barely tuning into the lives, don't worry. For those of you guys watching the live right now, the live will be posted after this is done. After the live is done, it will be posted on the group. So if you guys are tuning in late or you guys had to bounce a little early and come back, don't worry, it's going to be recorded and posted back on the live, guys. On the group, so you guys don't have to worry about missing out a thing. Now, for everyone on TikTok, because I am going live on TikTok as well, for all of you guys on TikTok, the live will not be posted, but if you guys want more information, head over to the link in my bio, join my free group, and you'll have access to our live recording. But that was it for pretty much how to start your ATM business and ultimately operate it 100% on your own. For those of you guys that have questions, we are about to move into a Q&A. But before we go into a Q&A, guys, we're actually going to go over how to fund your ATM business, how I can help you fund your ATM business. So give me 30 seconds and I will be back on how you can fund your ATM business with my mentorship program. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So let's go ahead and go over real quick how I can help you guys out with funding. Now, it is very important, guys. If you guys can leverage credit, I would highly recommend you guys to leverage credit. Credit is very important, especially because not only can it help you get started with a business with 100% none of your money, literally the bank's money, but you're able to leverage the bank's money and not only start a business, but also help your credit out, in the long run, right? So highly recommend you guys to leverage credit if you guys have that available. One thing I recommend is always trying to apply for credit cards with 0% interest for like the first 12 to 15 months. Those credit cards right there, guys, are very important. And the reason why they're very important is because you're literally able to start your business. You're literally able to fund anything that you want with 0% interest. So you're able to make it off in payments without having to pay extra for that item or that investment or that asset. Whenever you use a credit card, guys, whenever you pay interest, guess what? If you buy let's say an ATM for 2,700 bucks, but you have to pay interest on that card. Guess what? That cost of that ATM is not 2,700 bucks. Now it's probably gone up to like 3,000, 3,500, because you're now paying interest on every single payment that you're making if you have a card that doesn't have interest, that has interest, or a loan, right? So you always want to go and look for different credit cards that can allow you to leverage the credit card for 12 to 15 months, which is usually the time frame, and leverage it for 0% interest, because you're able to purchase an ATM with one credit card and literally pay that credit card off for that full year and a couple change in months, and literally pay the same price for that ATM in payments compared to making it off in one payment, right? So highly recommend you guys to leverage credit cards. One of the credit cards that's right now one of my favorites, especially as a beginning entrepreneur, is the American Express Blue Cash credit card. This card right here, guys, has zero interest for the first 12 to 15 months, meaning you can literally purchase an ATM, not pay any interest on it, make the payments every single month, the minimum payments, and literally you're going to get the same price on that ATM, literally, if you decide to make it in one payment, or if you decide to make it over the course of the next 12 to 15 months, you're still going to have the same price. The price is not going to go up because you got 0% interest. So highly recommend you guys to take advantage of that credit card, the American Express Blue Cash credit card. Not only do you get the benefits of not having interest rates for the first 12 to 15 months, but you also get all kinds of other benefits, like 2% cash back on gas, grocery. What was the other one? I forget the other one, but you get bonuses for the first, I believe it was like $1,000 to $2,000 spent in the first like 3 months. You get like a $250 bonus or something like that. So the American Express in general, guys, very great card. Highly recommend you guys to look at that card, see if it fits you, see if you can apply for it and leverage it, because that is probably one of the best cards right now for any beginning entrepreneur. But other than that, if you guys want to go ahead and get started with credit, we do have a funding program available for you guys to fund your ATM business. We currently work with a third-party consulting company called Easy Consultant out in Beverly Hills. They're pretty much a broker that leverages or helps you leverage your personal credit to be able to fund your ATM business. And this is only for people that are interested in starting their ATM business with my mentorship program. This funding is not available for anyone. It's only for people interested in their ATM business startup. So what they require is a 620 minimum credit score. They require $35,000 in annual income, meaning yearly income, and a 2-year tax return if you're self-employed, or 3 months of employment if you're a W-2 professional, meaning you're working a 9 to 5. All you need is a 3-month reports of employment showing that, of course, you make your income, right? If you can meet those requirements, guys, you automatically qualify for our funding. Now, the great thing about our funding is that our broker pretty much does a soft pull on your credit, so it doesn't damage your credit a lot. So if you're saving for a house or a car, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to drop 100, 200 points. It's going to drop a little bit because it's still, soft pull, but it's nothing major. And what they do is they'll go out and try to find different lenders to ultimately find you the best rates. The great thing about our current funding program is that you are paying literally as low as $150 to $250 a month for this funding. So that's one of the great things about our funding. The payments are not high payments. They're as low as $150 to $250. You're also not tied to prepayment penalty costs, meaning you can pay your loan off as soon as you want, and there will be no penalties for that. You also do not pay the first payment in the first 30 days, which is a great thing, because if you get your ATM business funded, you can literally have 30 days to find a location for your ATM, place it on location, and literally within the first month of the payment, guess what? Your ATM is going to pay itself off. Nothing comes out of your pocket, right? So that's one of the great things. You get 30 days of no first payment until the following 30 days. And then last but not least, guys, of course, you're helping your credit out. They're helping you leverage your personal credit. So with this loan, and for the longevity of the loan, you get to help out your credit and build your credit. So later on down the line, whenever you're ready to scale, whenever you're ready to purchase that second, that third ATM, guess what? You can apply for a bigger loan. You can apply with your bank now because your credit score is a little higher. You have great history of paying off a credit or a loan and great on-time payments, which eventually is going to help you out. So that's how I can personally help you fund your ATM business. At the end of the day, guys, if you are interested in our funding program, all you have to do right now is comment funding. For those of you guys that are on TikTok, send me a message on Instagram and just message me funding. But for everyone watching live right now, go ahead and comment funding if you guys are interested. Again, guys, if you guys are watching the replay, comment funding as well. Don't worry. I am always watching the lives. I am always keeping track of the comments. So you guys will be able to comment funding even after watching the replay. And I'm still going to be able to reply to everyone and ultimately get a hold of you. So comment funding if you guys are interested. And I will go ahead and reach out to you guys as soon as this live is over. But that is how I can help you fund your ATM business, guys. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump onto a Q&A. Let's go ahead and jump onto a Q&A, get you guys ready for whatever questions you guys have. Get them ready and go ahead and get these questions ready for me so I can go ahead and answer them for you, including TikTok. Hey, last week, guys, I was also live on TikTok, and TikTok was outdoing all of my people on Facebook. TikTok was literally outdoing all of my people on Facebook. So if you guys are watching live right now, I know you guys have some questions. So get those questions ready. I'm going to go ahead and come back in 30 seconds, and I want to go ahead and start seeing some questions. So I'll see you guys in 30 seconds and get those Q&As ready to go. All right, guys, welcome back to another live, guys. Now, real quick, guys, before we actually move into a Q&A, I know I told you guys that we're just going to move into a Q&A, but I know a lot of you guys have the same question as everyone else, which is, what does your mentorship program include? So what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is do a quick share screen. That way I can go ahead and show you guys exactly what my mentorship program includes. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this taken care of for you guys. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, guys. So, of course, unfortunately for TikTok, I can't share my screen here. So, for those of you guys on TikTok, before we get to the Q&A, head over to my Facebook group and request to join to see my live, the replay, and you guys will be able to see my share screen. But for everyone on Facebook and that are watching live and even the replay, here is exactly what my mentorship program includes. You automatically get an online step-by-step course. The online step-by-step course is pretty much going to guide you from A to Z on how to successfully start and operate your ATM business. I literally obtained an LLC. I obtained the EIN on video for you guys, so you guys just have to mimic my steps. I fill up my ATM with cash. I change receipt paper. I maintain it, blow out dispensers, all that good stuff. I also install the ATM, program it, all on video for you guys to learn how to properly do that on your own. Number two, you get access to a private clients-only group. Only you and my students are in this group. Here is where I will pretty much keep you guys in touch. I will let you guys know what's going on with the industry, whether there's any new discounts, any new offers. You guys will always be the first people to get firsthand when it comes to any new offers. Number three, Halo 2, a brand new ATM, 2-year manufacturer warranty. You do get included with my package. Now, the ATM, it is going to be 100% yours, guys. And like I said, it is brand new. You also get one brand new internet box included with this package. The internet is pretty much the internet for your ATM. Is going to allow your ATM to communicate with the network and ultimately get your ATM transactions facilitated and deposited into your account. You also get free unlimited processing, guys, and we also do not tie you up under a contract. So literally what I stated earlier, you get exactly that with my mentorship program. You get the unlimited free processing. We also will provide you ATM programming training, meaning for those of you guys that are fresh in the business, for those of you guys that ain't never used the ATM in their life, or even aren't tech how do you say techie or technology savvy, don't worry. We will walk you through a full step-by-step on how to program your ATM. So at the end of the day, you can avoid third-party services and have someone ultimately charge you a minimum of $350 to program your ATM. We'll teach you how to do all of that all on your own. Besides the ATM programming training, guys, as you guys can see, we also provide you a placement agreement. The ATM placement agreement is pretty much the contract between you and the business owner. This is the contract that you guys will use to ultimately help hold yourself accountable along with the business owner accountable when it comes to you guys' partnership. So this placement agreement, guys, believe it or not, I paid $1,200 for it, and you are going to get it included with my package. Besides that, you also will get included unlimited one-on-one mentorship, guys. That's right. So for everyone that joins my mentorship program, and you guys can see for yourselves, if you guys want to go ahead and head over after this live to my student success stories and look at all of my students that have successfully placed an ATM on location, you can go ahead and send them a message, add them as a friend, and ask them for yourself, hey, is it true? Juan gives you unlimited one-on-one mentorship, and they will let you know, guys. I literally give every single one of my students my cell phone number, and they're able to reach out to me, send me a call, send me a message, and I will be able to help them out right then and there. A lot of programs out there, a lot of courses out there, they have you reach out to tech support and all that good stuff, but you guys know how tech support gets. You have to wait on the phone for a couple minutes. You have to wait for a tech to pick up and troubleshoot the machine. By that time, you already wasted so much time. What my mentorship program is all about is to ultimately help you get started as soon as possible, as well as efficiently as possible. So with that being said, you get unlimited one-on-one mentorship, meaning you're able to reach out to me anytime that you want. Besides that, you're going to get over a dozen PDFs, guys. I'm going to provide you with a list of banks, so you don't have to go out and try to figure out what bank to work with. I will automatically provide you a list that you can go down that list and simply figure out which bank is closest to you. Go over to the bank, set up that appointment, and lock that bank account down. Besides that, I'm also going to provide you sales scripts, sales training. I'm going to provide you qualification questionnaires. I'm going to provide you brochures. I'm going to provide you over a dozen PDFs that you're going to be able to leverage for your personal ATM business. You're also going to get free unlimited location finder service for 1 year in this package, guys. So for those of you guys that are interested in this package and you feel like you are 100% ready to get started with your ATM business, go ahead and comment plug right now. That's PLUG. For those of you guys on TikTok, message me plug on Instagram and I'll go ahead and get back to you guys. But for everyone on my Facebook group right now, Passive Income with ATMs, if you guys are interested in this package and you guys would like to go ahead and set up a quick 10 to 15 minute informational call, go ahead and comment plug. That's PLUG. Go ahead and comment plug. We'll be able to set up a quick 10 to 15 minute informational call. We'll go over our package. We'll go over your questions. Ultimately, see if we're a great fit for you. And if we are, we'll go ahead and get you started, whether you'd like to get started now or you like to go through our funding program to get started. At the end of the day, guys, we're here to help you out. At the end of the day, I'm here to help you successfully place an ATM on location. Because guess what, guys? At the end of the day, if I can't help you place an ATM on location, that doesn't help me. In order for me to win, you have to win, right? So my main priority is to make sure that you win first. So with that being said, guys, I will make sure that you guys are able to place an ATM on location whenever you enroll with our package. And like I said, guys, this package right here comes with unlimited location finder service for 1 year. Meaning if you can fulfill literally 5-10 locations in 1 year, you can do that, no problem. And you guys don't have to worry about paying upfront costs for every single location that we help you find. So that is our unlimited location finder service, guys. This unlimited location finder service has helped me scale my ATM business to one ATM per week ever since I've been using it, and I've been using them for the last 4 to 5 weeks now. And I've been able to land one ATM on location every single week. So not only me, I currently have another student. He's just been working with them for probably 4 days now. And day number 2, that we're able to scout 3 locations for him. And out of those 3 locations so far, he's hopped on the phone with one business owner and he was able to get that location under contract. So another student, Bernard, he's actually a partner now. He's a consultant for our program. Bernard, he's actually in the comments. He actually was able to land 3 locations in 1 week, guys. Literally less than a week, he was able to land 3 locations. And then last but not least, guys, the founders of this location finder service, they were able to scale their portfolio to 80 locations in 3 to 4 years. 80 locations, guys, in 3 to 4 years. So if you guys are interested in the unlimited location finder service or even my mentorship program, go ahead and comment plug. That's PLUG. And again, for those of you guys interested in our funding program and how I can help you fund your ATM business, go ahead and comment funding. Again, TikTok, send me a message because I can't reply to you guys after this live is done. But let's go ahead and move on to a Q&A, guys. It is Q&A time, guys. So go ahead and start commenting your questions. I know on TikTok I did get a couple questions earlier, so let me go ahead and scroll on back and see what kind of questions you guys have in mind. Is it better to start with your own money or the bank's money? It just depends on you. It depends on you and your current situation. If you have the funds available to start on your own with your own cash, that's perfectly fine. I would recommend you to do that because at the end of the day, you are going to profit 100% of the cash, 100% of the profits. If you start off with the bank's money, a lot of the times with a bank loan, you're paying interest right off the jump. The bank is not going to let you borrow money at 0% interest unless your credit is great, unless you've established an amazing relationship with them. But a lot of the times with the bank, you're going to pay an interest rate, right? So if you have the funds available, if you got $6,000 to $8,000, $6,000 to $10,000 sitting in your bank account, you can literally start with your funds and be able to fund your ATM business completely and profit 100% of the profits. Now, if you do leverage the bank, you're going to pay interest. So it just depends on you. It depends on which option you feel most comfortable with. Is there an age requirement? I mean, I don't necessarily know for every state, but I would suppose that you have to be at least 18 years old to get started with the ATM business or even just open up a bank account in general. Facebook, y'all need to come on with some questions, guys. Everyone in my group, go ahead and comment some questions right now if you guys have any on the ATM business, guys. Let me see. I got another question on my TikTok. What is your method as to how to approach a business and set up your ATM in their location? So typically, whenever you approach a business and you're trying to sell them your service, whether it's the ATMs, the vending machines, whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, number one rule when it comes to sales, when it comes to selling your service, you want to be able to list and get the business owner to focus on the benefits, right? Excuse me. You want to be able to sell the value that you can provide, right? Because at the end of the day, if you can't help someone make money, if you can't help someone save money, they're more than likely not going to be interested. Like my mentor tells me all the time, people don't want an ATM. People do not want an ATM. What they want is money. What they want is for you to help them save money. What they want is to ultimately you help them save some type of, or not save, but solve some type of problem that they have. A business owner, that's all they care about. They want you to help them solve a problem. Now, if you go in there and you're like, hey, I can provide a free ATM in your business. I can provide a free ATM. We maintain it for free. We fill it up with our cash and we pay you 25 cents. They're going to right off the jump be a little skeptical about that, right? They're off the jump going to know that you're a sales guy just trying to come into their business and sell them like any other day, right? And they're probably going to pay no mind to you, right? But if you go into the business and you start telling the business owner, hey, are you paying credit card fees? If so, are you paying a lot? Here's how I can help you solve that. I can provide an ATM. I can provide more cash transactions with my ATM being in here. Not only will we provide the ATM for free, but we will install it. We will maintain it for free. We would fill it up with our cash for free. We won't charge you a single penny. And you can start pushing your clients to withdraw cash from the ATM. And now not only are you minimizing those credit card fees, but you're getting more cash transactions, which is what a lot of business owners, believe it or not, especially barbers, nail salons, that's what they want, more cash transactions, right? So if you walk in there and you list value rather than trying to sell them on a free ATM installation, you're probably going to have no success doing it that way. You're better off going in there, trying to list the value, what it is that you provide for them, and that's how you're able to land a location. How much is an ATM? So an ATM, right now I can help you guys get a ATM at wholesale price with an internet box for $2,550 before tax. After tax, you're probably looking close to 2,700 bucks. So about 2,700 bucks for an ATM and internet box. 27 and some change to be exact. How much is an ATM? An ATM, yeah, I already answered that one. Where are you located? I'm currently located in Texas, guys. Currently located in Texas. I have a bank account with 16 though. At 16. Well, if you have a bank account at 16, that's perfectly fine. What I would do is I would first try to see if you can open up a business with your state at 16. If you can't, I believe you can get like your parents or legal guardians to co-sign your business and get it under their name. And whenever you turn of age, you can just switch the business over to your name. But I mean, I'm sure you can open up a bank account at a younger age, but you would need like a co-sign. And if you don't, then I would highly recommend you guys to do a to look up if you can open up a business with at your age. Are you guys doing Bitcoin ATMs? We are currently not doing Bitcoin ATMs. We will definitely start offering that soon. Currently, we only deal with cash only ATMs. I am with ATM together. How can I do to switch over with you? You would honestly, Michael, have to handle that with them. I don't know if they tied you under a contract. I don't know what your current situation is with them. I would highly recommend you to look into that. Maybe even talk to them. Talk to them. See what it is that you're having an issue with. If you're having an issue which is causing you to want to switch over, talk to them. Maybe they can honor something. Maybe they can help you out. But at the end of the day, if they can't help you out, if you're not getting an answer, just make sure that it is perfectly fine to switch over. At the end of the day, I have clients that switch over from all kinds of other programs all day, every day. So as long as it's okay with them for you to move on, then that's perfectly fine. But I don't want you to come over to me, and I don't want to promise you anything, and you have a contract or some type of agreement with them. Where am I located? I'm located in Texas. I don't know if you meant where am I located or where my location's located, but I got over 20 ATMs in Texas. Over 20 ATMs currently generating me passive income. I have barber shops. I have restaurants, convenience stores, corner stores. I have bazaars, strip malls. I don't have a tattoo shop just yet, but I know tattoo shops do well. Some of them, they just would require a lot of cash because, of course, tattoos aren't cheap. People aren't walking into a tattoo shop and getting a $20 tattoo. They're going to be paying over $100. So whenever you work with tattoo shops, guys, you always want to make sure that you have the cash to sustain that ATM. Whenever you are in the ATM business, ideally, whenever you start the ATM business, like I mentioned in the beginning of this live, you want to target locations that you can fulfill when it comes to capital, when it comes to cash. You don't want to start the ATM business with less than $10,000 and target your first location at a tattoo shop, and you only have like $3,000 or less than $3,000 to fill that ATM up, because sometimes tattoo shops do a lot of volume. If it does a lot of volume, that's great. That means your ATM transactions are doing perfectly fine and you're making money. But that also means that your ATM will go through a lot of cash. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars in the month. You're not filling it up with tens of thousands of dollars in a month. You're filling it up with $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week. but over the course of the month, you're going to do over $10,000 in volume, right? So you always want to take into consideration these different locations. Are you a millionaire then? No, I'm not a millionaire. The ATM business will not make you a millionaire, at least at the beginning. You could eventually be a millionaire. I know a couple millionaires that are in the ATM business. Um, the ATM business is not a get rich quick scheme. So if you're in here to try to get rich quick, this is not the business for you. The ATM business is simply another stream of income, another stream of passive income. It's an asset that you're going to be able to place on location and make it work for you without you having to do much. You're going to have to go fill it up with cash every now and then, of course. You're going to have to maintain it, right? But then again, when it comes to maintenance, you usually do the maintenance whenever you go fill it up and stuff. So you don't have to visit the location twice, you know. But the ATM business is not a get rich quick scheme. Whenever I started my ATM business, my first ATM was making $250 a month. And then from there, it went up. I am currently, thankfully, in the position where I'm making over 6 figures a year with my ATM portfolio alone. But it took work. It took me over 3 years to get here, right? So it took me over 3 years. So it is not overnight success. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work, just like any other business, right? Whenever you buy a real estate property, you're not going to buy a real estate property, especially a fixer upper, and buy it and put it up for rent right away, right? It's going to take time to get that piece of real estate fixed up, taken care of, all the regulations and things that you need to take care of, and then finally put on rent for it to start making you $500, $1,000 a month in passive income, because ultimately you're renting it out, right? You're having another tenant pay for the real estate property. Just like with the ATM, I buy an ATM for $2,700. I place it at a gas station or a convenience store. The ATM is making me $300 a month. That ATM will pay itself off in 9 months. $300 divided by the $2,700 that the ATM cost me, that's about 9 months. The ATM will pay itself off in 9 months, and for the rest of my contract, it is profit. I have ATMs right now, guys, that are making me $200 a month, $300 a month, $400 a month, all the way up to like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. What's your Facebook, bro? My name is Juan Jeronimo on Facebook. My Facebook pro group, it's Passive Income with ATMs. All right, guys, let's get some more questions in my Facebook group, guys. My Facebook group's lacking, guys. I need some questions. Let me get some questions, guys. Comment your questions right now if you guys have any. Now, for those of you guys on my Facebook, I mean, there's a chance you guys may not have that many questions because I have a mini course in here. I have all my live trainings, my student success stories, and all in the guide section. There's a bunch of value for you guys here. So I know you may not have all the questions compared to TikTok, but I mean, if you guys have any, comment them down below right now. Comment them down below right now, and I'll help you guys out. Is getting an LLC difficult? No, it's not. Getting an LLC is actually very simple. Very simple. It's as simple as applying for an ID or a driver's license. Come on, Facebook. All right, Facebook. If you guys don't have any more questions, I greatly appreciate everyone that has tuned in. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. I hope I helped you guys out as best as I could. If you guys have any further questions and you're just a little shy to comment in the comments, don't worry. Go ahead and send me a private message and I'll help you guys out. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm here to help you guys out. If I gave you guys a bunch of value, I would greatly appreciate for you guys to comment, interact with me, help me out with the algorithm, like the live. But with that being said, guys, on Facebook, if you guys don't have any more questions, that is going to be it for tonight's live. I know I said it was going to be a quick one, but we're dang near an hour, right? So I know I said it was going to be a quick one. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys next week, same time, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. As always, guys, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Now, next Tuesday, guys, I am currently lining up a special guest for next Tuesday. We are going to go over credit. He is a well-known figure when it comes to credit. A lot of you guys may know him. A lot of you guys may not know him. But I am trying to line something up. It is not set just yet, so I don't want to get you guys too excited with names or any of that. But we will be bringing on a special guest next Tuesday, so I hope everyone that's watching the live and watching the replay, I hope you guys tune in, because I will be bringing on a special guest. They're going to be dropping a ton of gems when it comes to credit, how you can leverage credit to start businesses and ultimately be successful, right? So with that being said, guys, I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace, guys.